guys, and welcome to my channel, where this afternoon we're going to look at this really cool book. The name of this book is called Griffin and Sabine. Some of the artwork in here is a little bit dark, but not like horrifically dark. And I read this book in one day. This is the coolest book, and my plan is to turn this into an altered book. And then what I want to do is make it an art book, just because of the nature of the book itself. So it's called an extraordinary correspondence. Okay, so the correspondence is between Griffin and Sabine, and I think Sabine approaches Griffin first, right? And then one of them, and I think it's her, she does stamps, and I think he does the postcards. Or I'd have to refresh my memory. But anyhow, so it starts out, Griffin Moss. It's good to get in touch with you at last. Can I have one of your fish postcards? I think you were right. The wine glass has more impact than the cup. And then this is called Drinking Like a Fish. That was the postcard that he made. So he does the postcards. She does the stamps. And so the book goes back, the letters go back and forth, postcards really go back and forth. And then, look at this. She tells him along the way that she can see him when he's doing his art, when he's creating art. And the postcards in this are bizarre, but they're really cool. And I thought, wouldn't this make a great art journal? You could just doodle, and then it gets into the letters. Look at this. So she writes him a letter, and then there's another postcard, and then he writes her back. And then she writes him, and then he writes her. I think that was him. No, hers are in the yellow, his is in the tight. So she writes him. Look at this. And then he writes her. Sickman Island, South Pacific. Okay, so she writes him. He writes her. Look at this. Tell me that doesn't have mixed media written all over it. So that one's a little bizarre, but I mean, it's not bad. And then, look at this. It's just weirdly bizarre. And I thought, man, I'm going to do an art journal. Look at the chickens, the birds, what you know, fowl. So, and this one's kind of cool. But kind of like an art prompt journal. You look at the postcard and try to do something like that yourself. So that was my $3 eBay find. And so definitely going to do that. Definitely going to do an art journal with this one. And then next up, this is an Amazon find. Thank you, Melissa Sue. She showed this on her channel. And there are, I think, 30 pages. There's 540. So if you go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. So let's do some quick math here. Let's go. Oh, come on, calculator. 540 divided by 18. So there's 30 sheets. There's 10, 20, 30. There's 30 per package. So you can see, I think they're all the same. They might be all the same. I know each one is the same. Three of the same. So we'll look at them real quick. Even that's cool. Like that could go in my art book. Look at that. So we got this one, 2, Okay, and then there's wages times 2. And then there's this one times 2. This one times 2. So there's 2 of each. Haberdashery. Look at that. Haberdashery, linens, and draperies. This is cool. I mean, it's not the real deal, but it's close enough. Tailoring. Path paved. Perfumery, hair cutting. And I don't know what this is. Book binding and stationery. Look, books, binding, stationery. How cool is that? Lodgings and sundries. How about that? So there's 3 of those. And I'll put those away here in just a second. And then here's maps. So these are of different countries. This looks like Japan. We've got, let's see if it tells us each. Let's see if it tells us. Okay. That's either, I honestly can't tell the difference between Chinese and Japanese, but there we go. And then this is India. 30 miles, map of the country, 30 miles around. I don't know. Interesting. General map of the world. Deny. I don't know where that is. And then here's part of the United States. There's where I was born, Pennsylvania. All right, so I've been to Ohio, somewhere in there. Indiana. There's Ohio. Pennsylvania, Ohio, Kentucky. I've been West Virginia. I've been all the way. I've been to every state on this side. I haven't been all the way up here. As far as New York and New Jersey, I've been to New Jersey. I've been a lot of places, guys. Well, these are cool. These are going to make great collage stuff, right? Here's some more of this. This is cool. So I gotta stop snooping until I find these deals. Melissa's always digging up good deals. And I have so much stuff I gotta use. I gotta use. And this one's cool. I like that. And then interesting that would be what's backing that. But that's what it is on the maps. And I'll put those away in just a second. And then we got letters. Letters. Letters home to somebody. God bless my grandma's heart. When she was living, she was my life. She was my light. She was my everything. And I went to see her as much as as my parents got us there, and then we moved away. Broke her heart. And I said, "Don't worry, Grandma, I'll write you every day." So for years, guys, years, I wrote her every day. And sometimes I would miss, I didn't get them mailed every day, but I would write her a letter every day and then put them in an envelope at some point and get them to the mailbox. At a meeting of 30 gentlemen, something of the several, some town in the county of somewhere, appointed to usual something. Huh. Well, some of it you can read. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Now, I know it's only on one side, but the thought plan is when I do some of my pages, I can cover them with this, like in the journal itself. And there's the end of that. Let me see if I could show you an example. Don't have anything here handy, but like this is my page, and it's white. Rather than stamp it or ink it or whatever, I can just glue this over it and then ink the edges. And I will show you in a video coming up. All right, this one's dictionary pages. And we got V, and then we got it in French, and then we got S, and then we got K's, F, H, E. When we get to the end of this, I'm going to tell you what gets me. S again, and then S, H, P, C, and then this is the French, K, C, Cato, Catawba, a light red variety of American grape. Catawba. Catawba, very cool. C's, okay? Now, let me tell you what bugs me. It's not in alphabetical order. So, first order of business is getting that put back in alphabetical order. All right, and then we got music, and I thought this was funny. Buy a broom. The Mousetrap Man. So this one ought to be fun. Ought to be fun. Let's see what we got. Buy a broom. Bullfinch Melodies. The Broken Ring. The Archer. I don't know what that is. Versinglheit. Okay. St. Lucia. Bullfinch Melodies, Buy a Broom. The Bridal Wreath. Huntsman's Marching Song. Fatinitza. Fatinitza. Marching Chorus. The Bluebells of Scotland. How Can I Leave Thee? Polly Perkins. Home on the Range. Oh my goodness, Home on the Range. Now, I have heard this sang a different way. I don't want to get hit, so it's Oh Give Me a Home with a back-breaking loan. Yeah. Drink to me only with thine eyes. Interesting. Bullfinch Melodies, Embarrassment. The Warrior, the Old Warrior to His Cloak. And that's it. But look at these. Aren't those cool? I'll be using those too. Somehow. All right, there's the music. And then we got the New York Times. And I have a whole big book of this, but it was, to be honest with you, it's kind of dark stuff, like sad news. Okay, heir to Austria's throne, President de la Repubblica. I'll bet you I have this in my big book. I'll be watching for it. I'm not gonna look for it. Barely have enough time to do what I do. Okay, this is cool. La Petite Parisienne. The Derby something. Soir. In French. Pretty good stuff, huh? And then we got advertisements. And then, look at this. This is a book page with a library card on it. That was pretty cool. And then we got that. And then we got the American. And then we got some more advertisements. Those are upside down. New York Times. Wow, that one's pretty. Green. Sundvalist Tidning. No, I've never heard of it. And then we got the back. So that was that. 540 sheets of paper for next to nothing. So I want to thank you, Melissa, for pointing that out to me. And I would like to thank you guys for coming along for this real quick flip through. Now, further into the week, I'll actually start doing some more journaling. I just haven't had time, guys. I've encountered a busy streak, and so I'm trying to play catch up. I appreciate you guys for putting up with me. So on Saturday, I'll be posting several videos. You know what? That did not go well. I'm just going to do this. Several videos throughout the week. So I will catch up, I promise. I'm just going to do this. I'll put them in their own little envelope. Because mine tore. But there you go. And I really want to get on that art journal. I think that one's going to be a blast. Okay. We're going to get this down here. All right. There you have it, guys. Thank you for coming along. Like I said, thank you for hanging out with me. Stay tuned. We got some cool stuff coming up. I've got some giveaways planned. I've got some design team stuff coming up. I just got a lot coming up. So hang tight, stay with me, and we'll all get there together. Okay, bye-bye.